on is not just making products, but creating and providing that ability to connect. So, and I'm going to speak very globally, all right? I'm not just going to speak about Brazil, but we can go into Brazil if you'd like. You know, we've had to very aggressively restart our tablet business. You know, after the decisions that Leo and the board made about Palm and WebOS, we had to restart our tablet business. We've launched 2 products to date, and you'll see multiple between now and the end of the year. Very, very significant focus on Android. The Slate 7 has done exceptionally well, and you'll see many other products between now and kind of the North American back-to-school season that leverage that operating system. At the same time, you've seen us talk very aggressively about our strategy of multiple operating systems and multiple architectures. So you can assume you'll see ARM-based Android or Chrome products. I think clearly we'll focus on Android on tablets, Chrome on more clamshell products. You've also seen us as the market's really dramatically changed. Launched not just tablets, excuse me, but a very concerted focus on detachable products. You know, the ability to have a clamshell form factor where the screen detaches and becomes your tablet. We see lots and lots of area for innovation in that space as well. So we haven't said anything about smartphones. Clearly we know they're a huge piece of the personal systems segment world going forward. And as we get to the point of, you know, we never kind of speculate on products, but as we get to a point where we have something concrete to talk about, we will.
Besides that, on the segment of corporate, everybody's talking about the end of the PC era, but everybody's using a PC in the offices. So how do you see this contradiction in the next years, at the end of the decade?
Well, look, I mean, I've done this since 1998, and I think you've written about it probably as long, and you've been writing about the decline and the end of the PC since then. So I think there's a huge place for PCs in the marketplace. I think the ability to create content is still optimized with a keyboard and a display. You know, I saw you as you unloaded your bag. You have your tablet, you have your keyboard, you have your camera. So while you have now 3 devices, you know, and many people would use one device as a notebook to do the same things you're doing. Clearly, we still see very, very significant demand in our enterprise business. Consumers are changing dramatically, right? And you know, there are more and more connected devices competing for that share of wallet that consumers have. And that's why it's so important for us to focus on Android as well as Microsoft-based products, ARM as well as x86-based products. The core glue, if you will, is that ability to connect to information anytime, anywhere. And I think really you're seeing definition of segments being driven by both that ability to create and that ability to consume.
Okay.
And you're as proficient as anybody I've seen typing on a tablet. And no, I mean you are.
Yeah, I get used to that since graffiti.
We all love graffiti.
Yeah, I remember I used to have a Zeta, the little one, the Zeta 10.
Yep.
Still, I've been using it. Well, now it's over. But
These guys don't even know what graffiti is. You know what graffiti is? Yeah.
yeah.
I learned it flying back from Australia.
Oh, really?
Playing a little game.
I was open to the tungsten.
Up to tungsten?
Yes, all of it.
Yeah.
Look, I would, not to be written, but the Trio was a phenomenal software. It was a phenomenal smartphone.
Yes.
Actually, I have a problem with reading. I'm not reading more paper that much compared with on tablet or on a laptop. anymore. I don't use that paper that much. And that sends me to the next question related with printing. How do you see the evolution of printing in this bring your own device area, for instance, in an era where you don't need it ecologically, but seen?
Okay, two very different questions, right? I think, first, I think consumerization of IT is a very, it's a trend. It's a trend that we are working with CIOs with to make sure that if they choose to adopt that consumerization and allow people to bring products, that we can make them safe and secure in the enterprise. I think at the same time, we're working on how we create more of a choose your own device scenario where you can get the best of both worlds, right? Employees take advantage of consumerization and cool hot products, but the enterprise still have a safe and secure way for people to create and consume content. Our printing business is actually doing very well. I mean, printing, the number of pages annually continues to grow. We've really worked very hard on how to, we've got a great legacy of product innovation, and I think this last year has shown an ability to innovate on our business model. So you've seen us introduce ink into the office place with a product called OfficeJet Pro X. And the value proposition, while it prints with ink, it's as productive, as similar quality, the same quality at half the price of a LaserJet. And we built it all on HP proprietary technology with some technology we call page wide array. It's been very successful. We're actually going to increase capacity for that next year so we can build more. In the kind of non-matured markets of the world.
That's mine.
The growing markets of the world. Most of Latin America, Asia, parts of Europe. We've introduced a product we call Ink Advantage. You've seen this in Colombia, you've seen it in Brazil, where we fundamentally change the price of our hardware and lower the price of our ink. So we make it more affordable for customers to purchase ink and print at home. But frankly, we're looking at markets where we can grow the installed base from a printing perspective. And last, as it comes to core enterprise, our focus on managed print services and how we help enterprises take the cost out of the printing structure overall has been very successful.
Cool.
To make the products more affordable, in Brazil at least, most of our consumer, our readers, talk about the durability of the product. Mm-hmm. It's basically impossible to get a printer without any problem in 1 year of use, along of 1 year. Most people say that. Principalmente, como se diz? Especially when they compare the new products with the older products. Maybe some older products still work and the new products
Fail.
Yes. So to get this price more affordable, you lower the quality of the materials or something like that.
Well, no, we don't lower the quality. We don't ever lower our quality standards. Right. I think as we've looked at markets broadly around the world and how we compete at a very low end, that's why we've changed the business model to do things like Ink Advantage, where we're raising the price of the hardware and lowering the price of the ink. And we can get you the quality. Allison could probably get you the quality stats we have everywhere in the world. We take every failure of a product very seriously. But
it's not specifically for HP. It's all the markets. It's a consensus from Brazilians. It's not
Well, the best thing I can tell your readers is they should probably buy HP products.
No, most of our readers,
Because you'll see a
we
much,
do a
much
little research before this
higher
interview,
quality rate.
and
of
most
product.
people say
I was
they buy
thinking
HP
that-
printer.
that smart things are becoming more spread, more beyond of PC environment. I mean, of computing environment. How do you see the PC of things, or the Internet of Things, related with making more intelligent devices, home appliances, and so on, with the strategy of HP, related with HP?
Well, look, we're doing a lot of work in both public and private clouds, which is a big piece of how you enable that connectivity and that Internet of Things. We're spending an enormous amount of time with our own products. We don't have any, the home appliance market is not,
No, it's not yours, of
it's
course.
not our business, it's not what we're focused on. The ability to connect with a private cloud could be much more interesting to us, and that's how we think about those things.
Sure.
Again, we do it from the perspective of always being connected.
Yeah, I was seeing that Intel is talking too much about the Atom processor sold as never before in high amounts, but not in the PC market. How do you see the evolution of not that smart processors in another embedded technologies as vehicles or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Or I think
I don't spend a lot of time on that. I mean, we spend a lot of time on on the chipsets and the components that make our products connected and effective. But as far as the broader chip environment, we don't spend a lot of time.
okay. No, I was thinking because you have services and you have big robust hardware like the Hyperdomes or
Yeah.
So how is the
We could
relationship?
talk to the service guys. I just don't know what.
All right, it's okay. Next.
Oh, and just to back in the topic of consumerization,
Mhm.
it's the correct word.
Mhm.
Movement to adopt Android in your consumer products. It's a strategic decision to start to invest in this type of service to bring a business solution inside the consumer final products like smartphones with Android, because HP have been a great partner for Microsoft years ago. So it's a little bit strange to see HP starting launching a new product with a new OS that the market is clearly appointing as a competitor of Microsoft.
Well-
So this partnership with Microsoft have been broken or something like that, or
No, look, first off, Microsoft and Hewlett Packard are still very big, very important partners. We're their largest customer, be it from, enterprise tablets to PCs to servers to broad sets of infrastructures. But at the same time, I think the relevance of Android, the relevance of their application ecosystem is becoming critically important to consumers. We work very closely with Microsoft to determine what that application ecosystem is, because clearly the applications are what are driving more and more of the connected products, more and more of the tablets. You clearly see it in smartphones. And that ability to access applications that are important to any of us as consumers, to any of us as productivity tools that may bridge into the enterprise are critical. So, clearly we've worked very, very hard with Microsoft on Windows 8. It's been a challenge. I think you've seen that everywhere in the world. But we'll continue to work closely with them and build great products together. We clearly live in a world of co-opetition. And by competition, I mean we have great partnerships and we compete at the same time. Samsung, clearly a huge competitor as well as a very strategic supplier.
Sure.
You know, you could ask, what does it mean that Microsoft's building Surface tablets? Clearly, we will compete with them aggressively when it comes to tablets or any other piece of hardware they produce. But we'll do it from the perspective of what's the value proposition that's important to HP's customers? What's the price, product, segment that we need to go attack? And, you know, hopefully we can do it with Microsoft. Hopefully we can do some with Android. I think you'll see some things. Hopefully you're going to stay through today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're
We're
gonna-
open to Wednesday.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about Google later this evening.
Yes,
Is there some kind of embargo on this discussion?
yes, that is not, the contract hasn't been signed yet, so it is still embargoed.
No, I understand that, but is it okay to talk about it now?
I can sign something
Yes.
just to hear.
Yes, we'll just make sure when we leave,
Yeah,
cover
if-
off, but yes, you know.
Todd agora vai hablar de algo que nosotros tenemos que aguardar hasta después de la
Actually,
colecta.
no. Okay.
So, okay.
So we're going to announce tomorrow, actually, what we call SMB in a box.
Sorry? Is the door?
Oh, sorry. Tomorrow, we're going to announce what we call SMB in a box. And you'll get the press release, I don't know, tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
What SMB in a box is, it's been a focused effort by Hewlett-Packard and Google to create a suite of products focused on the small business that are HP hardware, printers, PCs, tablets, wireless connectivity built into the price, that run the whole suite of Google applications. Google Docs, the Google, I'm sorry, what's it called? Video conferencing.
Hangout.
Google
Hangout.
Hangout. And we're going to go to market together to go after that small business customer. So, so we see more and more relevance. Thanks, that Jason. We see more and more relevance with that type of productivity suite meeting a segment of the small business market. My guess is it'll get a lot of press attention tomorrow.
Sure.
It's very
But
good
how-
news for me because I actually starting a startup when you
Yeah, so
when
you're the
you
perfect
talk
customer.
to me about launch a solution for
So
small
you're-
business from needs.
You're the perfect customer. You define the customer segment that we're looking at with this. One solution that runs Android, runs Google Apps, HP hardware, connected to the internet.
What's the starting price of this box, this solution?
So it won't be a box, it will be boxes. So they're different, I don't know the price, I don't know.
That has not been established.
To be frank, I
Yeah.
don't know.
But tomorrow
Okay,
when
okay,
it was
I can-
announced, we're gonna have more details. So.
All right. How changed this your relationship with Microsoft at the end? Yeah, it's very strong in the consumer area.
Yeah, well, look, I think, I think we operate more and more as cooperators, where we're both very important partners to each other, but we both have segments of the market where a joint or a HP Microsoft solution may not be what that customer segment wants and needs.
Well, that's very huge announcement. Well, particularly for my country or for countries like
Absolutely.
mine, what is the perspective in terms of figures or?
No, we never talk about figures.
Okay.
I can tell you whatever your country's needs are, it won't be big enough. So
Well,
we need all the Colombians to buy more of this.
I'm going to tell them.
Same with Brazil, by the way.
Well, besides that, what's the perspective of the markets like Colombia, for instance, Latin American countries, and emerging markets in general?
So first off, I think of, I'll tell you what we call, so we look at South America as Brazil, Mexico, and then the other countries. And the other country segment of of Latin America is one of the top 5 growth countries in Hewlett Packard. US, Canada, what we call MCA, top 5 growth. So we've invested in the country from an infrastructure standpoint. We see it as critically important to our growth long term. I think things like the Ink Advantage product we talked about, this SMB in a box product, all are going to be critical. And I think, we tend to stop thinking of things as emerging markets and think of them as high growth markets. I mean, there are very few. Africa is probably still emerging.
Yeah.
Colombia clearly is a emerged, mature, high growth market. The same with Brazil. And how we understand the segmentation and the products that meet the needs of our customers there is what we're really focused on. But I think the opportunity is enormous.
Right.